Yo.
Yeah.
Cup full of oil and an orange kush sweet. Cause this is how we do it in that 713. My candy red paint cocked up on foe. Shocking and body rocking cause the south side ho. DJ Screw got me falling asleep. This is how we do it in that 713.
Welcome to Sports with Balls. Here are your hosts, Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, and Grant Miles.
Whoa, how you guys feeling? Astros just took it.
Man, I told y'all Correa, I said it's going to be Bregman and Correa, and sure enough, Correa, man, what a bomb. It's 6-1. Like, I mean, I'm super. We got a series now, man. Look, down 0-3, now 2-3. Man, we got Framber Valdez on the mound tomorrow. McCullers on the mound on Saturday. I mean, things look good. I'm super excited. We haven't gone home yet, so go Astros, baby. Go Astros.
That was impressive.
And that's all he has to say.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
I mean, y'all know I was sitting here sweating.
We knew they had
no
to take the
business.
next 4 games, and woo.
Yeah.
I mean,
Two now.
I mean, when you look at the numbers of it, they had no business winning that game.
No,
no business.
Well,
because of how they had the pitchers they had out there. The way
we had
had
5 rookie pitchers in a row.
That's what I'm saying.
It was ridiculous. But listen, I mean, if you look at the numbers of the first 2 games of this series, Tampa Bay had 0. They shouldn't have won those games. So baseball's a weird game. Go back to the World Series last year. No home teams won the games. I mean, Astros, baby. Astros.
Yeah, you look at the Astros, but then also you look at what the Dodgers did last night, too. They're trying to make their comeback as well.
That was crazy.
That was nasty.
That was insanity.
That was
Listen. Welcome to Sports with Balls, y'all. We're sitting over here at Chris's Tailgate on Kirby. Want to say hello. Thank you guys for staying tuned, watching the game.
Woohoo!
Yeah,
We got all the people in the back here.
We're live. It's shot time. Let's do shots.
Shot.
There you go.
Yeah.
We're going to discuss some Astros. We'll get into some LA. LA's playing right now. They're playing Atlanta, so we're watching that. But if y'all are bored, come on up, buy us a shot, get a drink. We're here.
I like how you say buy us a shot. Get yourself a shot, too. Mention Sports with Balls, and you'll get a percentage off your check. So you're welcome, peeps.
Yep, there we go. So, again, we're here at Chris's Tailgate on Kirby. Welcome in. Man, while we're here, let's get going. Lots to talk about. We're going to talk about some NFL games coming up this weekend.
I think Grant's got something to say real quick. From the Rangers fan.
For Jeff. I'm happy for Jeff.
Okay.
Because this was not going to be as much fun if they had lost that game.
That's true.
So Jeff's got some energy now. I like that. Like
I would have been upset for sure.
I mean, he couldn't even watch it. He was looking at me. I was like, man, the TV's up there. So.
But you know what,
I'm
Grant?
happy for Jeff, man.
You know what Grant thought wasn't going to happen? The Astros were going to find a way.
Okay.
The Astros.
All right. Well, they did. I mean, it's 3-2 now. So there you go.
A little bit of I mean, the Dodgers in Atlanta are playing at Ranger Stadium. If y'all haven't noticed, they got the roof open.
It's windy.
It is windy, dude.
Yes,
Look at Kershaw. Like, his whole pants are blowing. Like, it's nuts up there. So.
Yeah,
someone looking at his pants?
And his locks.
Well, you can't miss it. I mean, it's windy. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know who decided to open it up, but it is.
And like you said, welcome into Sports with Balls. Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, Grant Miles, and of course back on the ones and twos is Johnny J. So happy that he's with us as well. Get your shots, take your drinks, get in ready for some sports. We're going to start with our 2-minute drill.
Yeah, 2-minute drill brought to you by Lauren Leal and brought to you by Joe Applewhite and Joe Applewhite Realty. You're looking for a place to move in Houston and in Texas, Dallas, Austin, wherever. This is the man. 713-291-5270. Joe Applewhite. An amazing, and mention Sports with Balls. He's going to actually come to your house with some boxes, help you move, and get it going for you. So Joe Applewhite with Joe Applewhite Realty.
That's right.
Thank you, Joe.
Right.
Let's go, Lauren.
Let's step into that first 2-minute drill, this is going to kind of be like a 5 to 6 minute drill, let's be honest. Le'Veon Bell today.
I know, that's a lot of stuff.
Wait, it's a lot of stuff. Le'Veon Bell today signed a 1-year deal with the Chiefs. The Chiefs, and this I'll say a little something about this. The Chiefs are 13th in the league in rushing with 119 yards, 10th at yards per carry with 4.5. Bell only averaged 4 yards per carry with the Jets, so I'm curious to see how much of an impact he's going to make in Kansas City.
This is...
You know what I mean?
Look, we're going to get into this. We're going to talk about the Kansas City game coming up in a little bit. Man, this is all confusing to me.
But here's the thing, if you're Le'Veon Bell. Well, first off, Le'Veon Bell and the way he acted as far as with Steelers and now with the Jets, like, for me, I don't like it when things like this work out for guys like that. You know what I mean? When
Yeah,
they go to a
exactly.
team like the
It
Chiefs.
just happened.
Dude,
Yeah,
he
I mean,
went from, we talked about
Yes.
this right before we came
Yes.
on air. He goes from the worst team in football, and maybe the worst team we've seen in a
long
long
time,
time,
yes.
to the Super Bowl winning.
Yes.
Like,
and he goes from Adam Gase,
frustrating.
you know, probably shouldn't even be a college coach, much less a head coach in the NFL,
Yep.
to the great Andy Reid.
Yep.
I mean, you talk about a step up. I mean, that's what that guy got. I mean, it's
Jeez.
unbelievable.
Yep.
I mean, you force out of it, and look who picked him up.
And that's what I'm saying. That's
We'll
why I
get
don't
into
like
it.
it, because
We'll get
you
into
know
it
it
more in a
happened.
little bit for sure.
Yeah.
And speaking of Adam Gase, it's actually interesting. Peyton Manning was the one who kind of nudged Adam Gase into the NFL. But we can get into that
Yes,
later on.
that's true.
So the latest news here in Houston, it broke earlier today that Daryl Morey is stepping down, or I don't know if you want to say this, but he's stepping away from the Rockets organization after 13 seasons. So he had been with them since 2007. And who's stepping in his place? They are promoting the vice president of basketball operations, that is Raphael Stone, to GM. So we can talk about this too. What is Daryl Morey going to be remembered by, since he has been with the Rockets? And if James Harden, you know, who they're going to put around him to see if, you know, he can elevate and they can get past round 2.
There's talk
the
of
NBA.
There's talk of Joel Embiid coming here. There's talk of Jeff Van Gundy being the coach. There's talk of this. There's talk of that. I mean, we'll get into the Rockets a little bit if you want to, but like, I'm glad Daryl Morey's gone. Listen, they had 13 seasons and had a winning record every season. So I mean, he had some accomplishments. He did.
Since 2007, besides the San Antonio Spurs, under his tutelage as GM, they had the second most wins in the NBA.
That's wow.
Yep.
I mean, that's got to be said for something.
But that's also the problem. You have the second most wins in the NBA, leading scorer, MVP,
No
everything,
championships.
nothing.
Correct.
Never even a trip to the championship.
Right.
That's crazy. And so that leads us into our next one, with Jeff Van Gundy is being looked at by the Houston Rockets, being interviewed, and which is really weird because he had the connection with Daryl Morey.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm surprised to see, that Morey is leaving and they're still continuing the conversation and flirting with this opportunity for Gundy to be the head coach.
But it always happens, doesn't it? When a coaching position opens up for the Rockets, Van Gundy's always been a
He's
What
He's
is
always
said to be
been
a
on,
candidate.
right, on the bench.
because he's been here before. I mean, he's commentator-wise, he's great. People, he's well
absolutely.
respected. So
I don't know why you would leave that job.
Well, I mean, look, Tyronn Lue. I mean, we'll get into that in a
For a
second.
commentator, for a coach?
Yes.
Let me tell you.
Oh.
Do you want some more green in your pockets? That's why you go to be a coach.
But I can tell you this: Van Gundy.
I need to be a coach.
Van Gundy appears to me to be a guy. Van Gundy appears to be a guy that really doesn't care about all that, and I think that guy's made a pretty good living over his career, especially being a commentator. But you know, he's got a 5.55. He's basically a 50% as far as his win percentage as the Rockets head coach while he was here. Terrible playoff record. I mean, do you really want him back in Houston as a head coach?
You're talking about that from a Rockets organization standpoint?
Correct, yes.
Depends.
But you're also talking about from his standpoint, going from commentating
Well,
to
yeah,
coaching.
I don't know why he would want to do that, but I don't know why the Rockets would want him back.
I mean,
I just don't.
I honestly think they're flirting with the opportunity, but I don't know if it's going to actually
they've
happen.
done, like you said, from the top.
They do it all the
They do
time.
it all the time. We'll see
Right,
what it is.
right. And speaking of head coaches, well, Ty Lue actually was looking at the Rockets. Well, he is finalizing a 5-year deal with the Clippers after we know earlier Doc Rivers left to go to the 76ers. Who's filling that spot? Like I just said, Tyronn Lue. So no longer an option for Houston.
terrible
And
decision.
lastly, pitching
Oh, you don't
right
like?
now.
Oh, you don't like Tyronn Lue?
I do not at
Going to
all.
the Clippers? Okay.
Nope.
All right.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that, but I don't
Yeah,
remember
it's-
exactly what.
Yeah. What was your?
I just
reason for that?
Tyronn Lue is he's not a head coach. I mean, listen, everywhere he's win, it's because
Anytime Jeff says, "Listen," all right,
know,
there's like we gotta. It's like buckle up.
I know.
no.
It's
Okay,
like
I'll get
buckle up.
into it.
Yes.
It's kind of like
Yeah.
buckle up. Tucker's stepping up to the plate. He's
Yeah,
trying to do
I mean,
something.
look, I'll get into it like more in depth, but like he's always had LeBron James, somebody around him that's leading a team. He's
Right.
not an Eric Spoelstra. He has yet to prove himself as a head coach, and I just don't think he's not a guy that can get talent to play for him, right? So the talent's already got to be there. It's not like he's an Eric Spoelstra or something like that can bring guys together or can manage high talent like that. So it'll be interesting to see. He's finally got a chance now where, I mean, you got Joel Embiid, you got to bring those Sixers together if they want to do something.
I mean, he must. So, I mean, to his credit, he
that's
may
Rivers.
be the.
Yeah, Rivers. I mean,
Wizards with the 76ers.
yeah,
Tyronn Lue with the Clippers. That's a lot of personalities.
Yeah,
he has
that's
to
what I was
handle.
talking about with the personalities. With,
He must have been the only NBA coach to win with talent on his team.
no, oh my gosh.
I mean, you said he's got talent on his team. Like every head coach
No.
has ever won a championship has had talent on their team.
No, okay. You know what never mind. I'm not going to get into this right now until we get in our NBA segment.
Let me break this up,
right.
and we will go to our last 2-minute drill. Like I said, it was going to be a little bit longer than normal.
Yeah, it's kind
so,
of like a 6 or 7 minute drill.
Yeah, the Dodgers are up 1-0 right now. And who is on the mound? Clayton Kershaw. That's right. He was getting the start today after this lefty, had back spasms and was out the past 2 games. But Atlanta, the Dodgers coming back over Atlanta last night, 15-3. So they're really trying to extend their run.
I mean, that was unbelievable.
First inning, bro.
That was crazy.
11
First
runs.
inning, yes.
11 runs in the first inning. Like, if you're a Dodgers fan, that made it for an early night for you guys.
I know.
You were good to go. Like, 11 runs, first inning, I'm out. Cool.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
whew,
That was over with.
you don't
Quick.
have to sweat
Yeah.
like we did tonight.
Well, and they had scored, in the 8th and 9th inning of the last game. They had scored 5 or 6 runs in that. They had scored 16, 17 runs in 2 innings.
Yeah.
Something crazy like that. I mean, they ended up losing game 2, but they almost won it.
And you know what's good? You know what's going to happen with the Dodgers? I mean, those guys have a talented lineup all the way from top to bottom. That's good. That's a game like that, not 15, but a game like that was going to happen eventually.
Yeah,
Right.
of course. But we'll see if Atlanta can pull it off. They're there tonight. We do know that the Astros won.
Yes, we do.
They did one, and I was about to
After
say,
down
yes,
0-3.
we go to our feed. Thank you so much for getting in on the conversation.
Yeah.
You can hop on anytime. We're on Facebook, Sports with Balls. Get on here, leave a comment. We'll mention you. Chris Luna says, Astros, baby. Roy Stanton, one day at a time. Jeff, don't talk about Saturday until they win tomorrow.
Did Jeff say something about Saturday? I didn't
Oh,
get
no,
that.
but look, like, I get hammered on social media. They're like, Jeff, don't say shit,
Oh,
And
okay.
I'm like, no, look.
Why, 'cause you're-
Hummer said, I told you, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, it's go to my feed or go to Sports with Balls on Facebook, whatever. I mean, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. Got a lot of friends here in Houston, and we have, obviously I'm a pretty diehard Astros fan. I got Bregman's signature on this one
Well, how did you get that?
at the Astros Fan Fest. Everybody's waiting in line for like 2.5 hours. He just comes out of the elevator, and I got both my kids. He's like, yo, you want to sign it? He's like, cool, what's up? They signed it right there.
There you go.
And all these people were waiting 2.5 hours for it. And I was like, well, don't have to do that
So does
anymore.
that mean you don't wash that?
No, I only wash it in the sink, like the sleeves or whatever.
I got you. Okay.
I see it. I see it.
story I've ever heard in my life.
Please tell it again.
Absolutely.
So
We're not going to have the Jeff 5-minute segment?
Jeff 5 minutes segment. Was that going to happen?
No.
Okay. We can do Jeff 5 minutes.
No, we're not doing the 5-minute Jeff
Okay.
segment. Thank you, Vicky,
We did that
Ron,
last
Laura,
show.
my cousin John, and Garrett. Garrett's on.
Of course. Always supporting. Thank you, Garrett. Thank you, Garrett, for being there. But like we said, we're going to start it off with MLB Talk right here after our 2-minute drill. So the Astros just won 4-3 back-to-back days. Kind of crazy. And allowing that run right at the end.
Josh
Presley.
effing James, bro. I sat there and told y'all, I was like, watch, Josh James is going to allow the run. Sure enough, Choi hits one. I mean, a bomb. That was the longest left fielder home run in that history of that park.
Yeah, he crushed it. It was gone.
I know.
Golly.
Like, so accurate. Fastball, fastball, fastball. He's going to do it. Like, he can throw fast, but it's just accurate right down the middll. You know what he's gonna give you.
And he was so tired of being out there, he faked an injury so he could get called out.
He did. Hey, listen. To
don't know that for a fact.
Josh
I'm just
James's
saying.
credit. After that, he picked up an incredible double play after that, and did go down with an injury.
Yeah.
But pitching news wise for Astros, this sets up absolutely perfect. You have Framber Valdez starting tomorrow in a later game, and then you have Lance McCullers who went 8 innings or 7 and 1/4 innings, like 11 strikeouts, 1 earned run, starting if you get through next game. So, listen, one game at a time. If they win tomorrow, obviously it's a 1-game playoff, and anybody can win that.
Okay, let's calm it down. Let's keep it to today. But yes, you're right. You're right about that. My question still remains is, like, after 2017, we're going to see so many of these guys disperse. Are we going to have Brantley? Are we going to have Reddick? Is this the last time that we're going to get to see Springer in a uniform with the Astros? So, like, all of these things still, like, are in my head is if they perform so well, like Springer was the leadoff today.
Leadoff home run, first pitch.
Right. Is he going, are they going to offer him more money? Do they have that?
No.
Can they do it?
No. I listen, like, rumor has it that it's Boston or the New York Mets. They have the overhead, cap space. They have everything.
that's weird.
I love
Springer in a Mets uniform.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, he could be the leader of that team, and they
talks.
can pay him $200 million if they want to.
Yeah.
My second thing is Dusty Baker. I don't know.
He's
I know
signed for next year.
I know they extended it. I don't know if there's a way that they can,
get out of it.
Well, look,
But he's in the AL Championship Series. Like, why would you? What has he not done well?
Well, people can argue who he's put on the mound, we just
that
said,
with Josh James
and then
is a terrible
also
decision.
taking Reddick out and putting a Ledmus in when he hasn't done anything.
But put
in the
James
lineup.
in today. What other choice did he have?
Yeah, well, why haven't you pulled? I mean, listen, I don't know if Yuli Gurriel's the most talented first baseman we have, but I mean, somebody's got to pinch hit for him eventually. He's hitting 100. Like, it's getting kind of ridiculous. But they're going into Game 6.
And on the other side of that, if the Rays do advance, it'd be their second time ever to advance to the World Series since 2008 when they lost to the Phillies. So that'd be interesting to see for them. But here in Houston, we don't want that.
The key to me is Brantley. He's just such a stud in the middle of that lineup, and he brings it all together. I would listen. You can't pay both of them or everybody. You're going to get rid of Reddick, probably let go of Springer, and I mean, listen, you've got Alvarez coming back who's injured, right? So he'll be your DH. Tucker's obviously playing very well, not on the playoffs, but he was in the season. That's going to be your replacement for Springer, basically. And so your key is to sign Brantley and find pitchers. My goodness.
Well, in relation to this game we just watched, or this series, I wonder if you're Tampa, if now you're nervous. Because I mean, you were 3-0, things were looking great. You thought you were on top of it. You're on top tonight. You're thinking, hey man, we got this JV squad of pitchers. Like, we should win this game. Now you're 3-2 against a World Series champ, against a team that is done this before, been there, done that over the last 4 seasons. Like, are you nervous if you're Tampa?
Exactly.
I mean, I would be.
Yeah, Correa just hit a bomb to walk off and go to game 6.
That game was set up for you to win. That game was set up for you to win. Everything was in your favor on that, and you ended up losing the game. That's got to be defeating for them.
That's where that interview came in that we saw Correa going into this series, that it's like, we're here, no trash cans on the road. That's what that was for.
Well, speaking of nervous and, going on to games like we just brought up Atlanta and L.A. You got Kershaw on the mound. Is this a must-win game for L.A.?
I would say, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. When you got Kershaw on the mound, Kershaw's your guy. You expect him, although I guess not in playoffs, but you expect him to be your ace, to win you games. Yes, I mean, if they don't win this game, they're down.
Win your games.
Yeah, win your games. They're down 3-1. I mean, I don't know how you kind of defeat you a little bit.
I brought this question up a long time ago to my buddy, and I was like, listen, what's worse? The Astros not getting to the World Series, if you're a fan, the Astros not getting to the World Series, or the Dodgers again having the best record in baseball and either not getting there or losing again?
Yeah.
The Dodgers have been the best team in baseball for a long time now, and they just cannot close the deal, man.
The surprising thing when you look at Kershaw's a 500 pitcher in the playoffs. I mean,
that's just nuts.
That's insane.
He should be 800.
Great.
That's insane. I mean, this season he's been 2.16 ERA. His WHIP's been about .84. He's pitched really well this year, 6-2. But right now, when he gets into playoffs, it's a different mindset. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is about him. He just has a different mindset in the playoffs.
I wonder how many people watched baseball tonight and watched the Astros and watched or are watching the Dodgers in Atlanta, because we don't have any NFL tonight.
I know, it's weird. No Thursday night football, but that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, fine with everybody here in Houston. That worked out well.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no Thursday night football. But y'all want to get into some football?
Well, before we get there, we got to thank some people for making all of this happen. So we definitely want to thank Roy. I know you were on here.
Yes,
thank you for telling Jeff to take it one game at a time, because that's what we got to do. and Vicky, you also said Jeff and Luno. I mean, not Jeff. AJ and Luno should be happy watching their team right now. So,
you think they are?
I don't know. It's kind of a weird point to me.
I'll give him a call.
Just give him a call.
Yeah, I'll text him.
I got him. Yeah, I'll talk to him
right here.
No problem.
So
right after Bregman.
So we got to thank Hybrid Technologies Group. When it comes to reliability, they are who you want to call, whether it's phone, cable services, surveillance cameras, cloud services, you name it, they will cover it for you. Give them a call at 832-336-1201. That is Hybrid Technologies Group.
Construction Concepts. We want to thank Construction Concepts. Mark, Josh, those guys over there. Those guys are building up Houston. Like I've said, I see their trucks.
Mark's in Vegas, and he just put a bet on the Astros to win the World Series.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he just texted me.
Dude's got faith. Dude's got faith.
Do it.
Yeah. But yeah, I see their trucks everywhere. Construction Concepts, they are changing corporate culture one design at a time. From hospitality, corporate, luxury, retail, and medical facilities, their team of experts can update or create a space that exceeds your expectations. Give them a call at 713-589-2682. That's buildithouston.com.
There he goes. The .com is back. I don't think you did it. I don't think you did it last time.
No, we just haven't done it in a week.
Yeah, it's been a while. We didn't have a show earlier this week.
Yeah, because now you can find us on iVoxNews.com. You can find us at our Facebook site at Sports with Balls, Instagram Sports with Balls, Twitter Sports with Ball.
That's great.
I like how Johnny put yeah right after that.
Yeah. You can find us on all those, but especially on iVoxNews.com. We've got our weekly. We have daily updates on there too. So you guys go there and look at our sports. Go to their sports section, and we're there.
Exactly, giving you the latest updates with game recaps, and then also breaking the latest news. So make sure iVoxNews.com.
There you go.
I tried.
There you go.
I tried.
It was close. I like it though. It was nice. You gave it a shot.
Like you said, there's no Thursday night football.
You should do the .com.
Yeah, something very
iVoxNews.com.
No, you did that well, Joe.
You can leave.
Yeah,
I'll
you
leave
did that. That was good.
All right,
that was real good.
Did he say yeah, baby? Is that what Johnny J?
Jeff hit that. That's good.
That's right. Yeah, like you said, there's no Thursday night football, which is weird, but great. And if you're in Houston and you're an Astros fan, because you saw them win. But we did have Tuesday night football, which we have never seen. Ever.
No.
So we got some great games that we're going to break down this weekend. And the first one we're going to start with is the AFC North Division game. So with the Browns versus the Steelers. The Browns are 3-1. Steelers are 3-0 since they had to miss their game against, I believe, the Titans. And they're making up in Week 7, October 25th. But yeah, so what are we thinking on this game, guys?
This is going to be fun to watch. I'll say that. I think that the Steelers are creeping up quietly to be a Super Bowl favorite, in my opinion. You got Big Ben throwing the ball. He's got Claypool, whoever this guy is, that came out of nowhere.
Yes.
Dude's dominating. Somehow the Steelers find these receivers. I don't know where they get them, but they just draft receivers well. Their defense is superb. I mean, Pittsburgh is legit, but it looks like Cleveland is too. I'm excited to watch it. I'll see. You got 4-1 Cleveland versus 4-0 Steelers. That AFC North is tough.
Yeah, we covered this game a little bit on our iVoxNews.com show, but just the rivalry alone with Pittsburgh, Cleveland is phenomenal. So these games are all. What did you say the spread was on this?
So right now you got Steelers minus 3.5 at home.
That's what I'm saying. So basically they're saying it's a dead even game.
Correct.
I mean, Baker Mayfield's coming out and he's shooting the ball. Like, look. We said it again. Baker Mayfield throws under 27 passes, they win. Over 27 passes, they lose. They're a running team. And I think Kareem Hunt might be a little banged up still. So that's
he was limited in practice today. Cleveland had a few guys limited in practice. Odell actually went home sick.
I saw that.
Yeah. They said it's not COVID related. They said he didn't test positive for that, but he did go home sick. Landry was held out of practice. Mayfield was limited. Kareem Hunt was limited in practice. So they got some injury issues.
I'm thinking Pittsburgh plus 3.5.
That's
Pittsburgh minus 3.5.
Oh.
So I was literally thinking, of course, thinking you're going to take the Steelers.
Yeah, I will.
And but the Browns have never been beaten against Roethlisberger in Pittsburgh. But Grant, I wanted to know your thoughts after seeing what Mayfield has done this season. And although it hasn't been spectacular, it's been way better than what we've seen from him, and due to the talent that's surrounding him.
Well, look, they're fourth in the league in points per game, 31.2. So their offense actually playing the Cowboys that 1 week helped. That really ups your offensive production. So that helps. But they score points. I mean, they do. They are first in rushing yards per game. They are second in turnover differential. That's the biggest thing. They take turnovers. They don't give them up very much. So Cleveland's pretty impressive. They've got Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett's rushing the quarterback. They got terrific defense. They've got great offense. Kevin Stefanski is actually using the parts that they have on that team and using them effectively. They don't have a coach now that doesn't know what he's doing. They have a smart coach. So,
Can I still say I'm not a fan of Myles Garrett after last season?
Well, that'll be interesting too. You got that whole scenario that's happening too.
When everyone made the piñatas, the crazy fans,
That's what I mean, and that's why I said it brings up this rivalry. And there's a lot of history between these two teams, and they know it when they go into these games. It'll be a dirty one. What's the over/under? You have that on there?
I don't have that on here. Oh yeah, I do. I said that, and I said I don't have it. It's 51.
See, with this rivalry, I'm tempted to take the under. I want to take Pittsburgh minus the 3.5, and I mean, because of the injuries, and if Kareem Hunt goes out, I mean, you don't know. I think I'd take the under too, because these two teams go at it.
Yeah, they play defense.
I'm going Steelers.
Steelers.
I'm going Steelers on this.
I'm going to take the Browns with the 3.5.
All right.
That's what I mean, it hasn't moved. The line hasn't moved since it came out. So it's pretty. Oh my gosh, no.
I know you're
this
not.
has nothing to do with Baker Mayfield.
I didn't know you were a Baker fan.
No way.
What?
No way.
OU, but
OU sucks. Yeah. Not a Baker fan. Absolutely not.
Oh man, who's OU playing this weekend? Golly.
But of course that'll depend on all these guys too. Once you get down close to the game, all these guys and how they play. But I don't know. The Browns I think are playing well right now.
Cool.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I got Pitt.
We head to the next game, which is the Bears versus the Panthers. The Bears are 4-1. Panthers 3-2. Panthers fill in for McCaffrey is Mike Davis, and apparently angry runner going up against his former team, the Bears. So that'll be interesting to see. The Panthers are on a roll with 3 consecutive games after starting the season 0-2. What are we looking at this?
I think the Panthers are sneaky good. I mean, the Panthers have been, like you said, they didn't start the season off very well, but they've got a brand new head coach. They got a brand new quarterback. I think
brand new running back now.
Yeah, brand new running back.
Right.
Carolina is sneaky good, and it's kind of a given that in that NFC South that it was going to go to either Tampa Bay or New Orleans, but I mean, you got Carolina creeping up. You have in this game Carolina minus 1.5 at home against the Bears. Both of them 3-2. Both of them 3-2 against the spread.
This is what I generally like to call a trap game.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
Because this is like on paper, you look at this and you're like, Chicago. Oh, I'll take them all day. What is it? Chicago plus or Chicago minus?
Chicago plus 1.5.
Chicago plus 1.5. They look like a better team in every facet of the ball, and you're like, Chicago's playing well, but this is one of those trap games where you're like, uh-oh. What if Nick Foles decides to throw 4 interceptions?
Yeah, and that's the tricky part is Nick Foles and how he plays. Sometimes, like he did against Atlanta, brought them back in that game against Atlanta, and then the next game just
Well, that's what I was going to say. Last week, they only won by 1 against
Speaking
Tom Brady
of Atlanta,
and the Bucs.
Ozuna just tied the game up 1-1 with a homer.
All right. That is some MLB for you.
Good update there, Jeff. Thank you. That was awesome.
Sorry, not a commentator.
No problem.
Big.
Lauren appreciated that.
Oh,
I thought you wanted to be a coach, not a commentator.
I do.
Come on.
That's just a reason.
Yeah.
Okay, so my thing was the biggest challenge. What's going to be the biggest challenge for the Bears then? If they're up and down, up and down.
Biggest challenge will be Nick Foles.
I think so.
It's their quarterback play. What Nick Foles are you going to get? Are you going to get the Nick Foles that has a statue in front of Eagles Stadium? Are you going to get the guy that played last week? So I think that's what matters. I can tell you this: Carolina is going to be going against a really, really good Bears defense.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. The way the numbers look, I'm going to go Carolina with minus 1.5. They're at home. They're playing well. Right now, I don't have a lot of faith and confidence in the Bears.
All right, we'll move on down to.
Nobody cares what you have to say, Joe.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, did you have a thought on this?
No, listen. So if you log on to Facebook or Instagram or iVox or whatever, so we have our picks put up every Sunday morning. So my pick will be up there Sunday morning because
we're gonna wait on it.
Well, this game I'm actually sort of I'm in a toss up for. I want to see what comes out injury report wise on Saturday and see what happens.
Okay.
We'll put that out there too, the injury report as well.
Yeah.
So we got the Packers versus the Buccaneers. Packers are unbeaten at 4-0. Bucks 3-2. Rodgers versus Brady. We talked about this on our show for iVox. If you haven't checked it out, go to iVoxnews.com.
It's pretty sweet.
So.
iVoxnews.com.
No, it's the .com.
There you go.
.com and then Graves is .com and I'm like .com. Okay.
.com.
I like that.
It's the bomb.com. Okay, so
bomb.com. That's good.
Yeah, come try our sweaty balls.
Okay.
Sports with balls.
What is the money line for this one? What are we looking at? Packers versus
You're
Bucks.
asking 2 questions. So you want the money line or you want the spread?
I think it's -1.
Yeah, so right now they got Packers in Tampa. Or no, I'm sorry, Packers at home -1 is what you got.
So a lot of people calling this the game of the week.
No, I'm sorry, Packers in Tampa.
Yeah.
So Packers -1
Yeah,
on
it'd
the
be
road.
Packers -1.
Yeah.
A lot of people are calling this game of the week, like thinking it's going to be a blowout, and this is like a for sure thing. Take the Packers all day long.
100%.
I mean, I'm gonna do it. I
was
think,
gonna say
but
you don't feel confident about being.
Nah, this is another
sold
one of
on
those games.
Packers.
I'm like, like Tom Brady always shows up in these games, and for some reason, I have a problem betting against Tom Brady. Like if I'm doing a parlay bet, I'm staying out of this game.
If he still had Bill Belichick on the sideline, I would understand that. But Tom Brady, no. Tom Brady's.
Oh my gosh, you were talking about Baker Mayfield when we were talking about the Browns game,
brother,
and you're
did the
like,
Oklahoma Sooner come
yeah,
up?
so Josh said classic salty Longhorns boomer, Bleh. Hashtag Ellinger who, and then Garrett said, "Where's my dislike button?"
Exactly. Sooners don't have anything to brag about right now, other than that one game. So let's chill out there.
That was a classic.
I agree. All right, so
Well, I would definitely take Green Bay. I'd jump all over Green Bay -1. I think Green
that's
Bay's
what a
gonna
lot of people
crush
are doing. A lot of people are taking Green Bay. Look, Aaron Rodgers have an MVP-like season. He's got a tight end now that seems to be blooming. If Aaron Jones comes back from injury, apparently he's going to play. This team's they're good.
Devontae Adams was a full go in practice.
Okay, then Devontae Adams back. I mean, that team is phenomenal. We talked about that. I mean, they are Super Bowl contenders.
Yes,
Like, for
absolutely,
sure.
100%.
I think I can kind of say that if the Bucks ended up pulling out the victory, this would be an upset.
Well, these 2 things. One, this line opened up. So when the lines came out at the beginning, Tampa Bay was -4.5.
Oh man!
So it swung that much over to Green Bay.
That's
And
exciting.
Green Bay's 4-0 against the spread this year. So I don't know. Green Bay 4-0 -1. I don't know. I just think that's
that's why I said it's just a bunch of. It's hard to go against Green Bay.
Yes.
It's very hard to go
Yes.
against Green Bay in that
Yeah.
game. So I'm gonna
Yes.
check out the lines on Sunday at Facebook. Sports with Balls on Facebook.
He's punting. Jeff is punting.
I'm deferring.
Yes. That's right.
Defer-
Well,
second
we'll
half.
talk about what we talked about in the 2-minute drills. We said we would get to it. The Chiefs versus the Bills. LeVeon Bell is now with the Chiefs. How will that impact their running game when they already have all of the weapons around him? And we've talked about the Chiefs a lot, of course, because they're Super Bowl contenders and the Raiders upset them last Sunday. But, Jeff, I want to ask you about this because you say, okay, who's the most talented guy on the team? Well, we look to the quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. What do? You force him right, you force him left, you take him out. That's who you control. Now, what are the other tactics to take when you're going up against the Chiefs?
Well, I mean, me and Grant were discussing this while we were watching the Astros win, is you added another piece to this puzzle that's already just phenomenal.
Yes.
And now you've got Clyde Hilaire, that's a running back that was doing
Edwards-Helaire, yeah.
Yeah, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, which I'm sorry, fantasy owners, if you have him, this might eat into that a lot. Now you add in LeVeon Bell. Now, I don't know which LeVeon Bell you're going to get. I don't know if you're getting the incredible Pittsburgh Steeler LeVeon Bell or this ass of a person that's coming out with the Jets, you know?
Speaking of going back to the Steelers, whenever we did our iVox News daily update, Grant and I were talking about how LeVeon Bell and Antonio Brown won it out of Pittsburgh, and before Le'Veon signed
before he
today, we're like,
signed,
where are they playing now?
Yeah.
You know, they got out of it, and the Steelers being unbeaten.
And then now the Steelers are awesome. And then Le'Veon Bell went to the worst team in the NFL to a Super Bowl contender in the Chiefs. And, man, look, they've got an incredible coach that's going to put him in great positions.
Yes.
Like, I mean, he's going to – look, Le'Veon's going to calm his attitude down, and he's probably going to play pretty well, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think he's going to do well in that system. He's going to be the running back out of the flat. You know, it's not like he's much of a blocker, right?
Right.
So they're still going to use Edwards-Helaire, but I think Le'Veon Bell, you got Tyreek. I mean, look at the weapons, dude. Kelsey, Hill, Le'Veon Bell, Edwards-Helaire, Sammy Watkins. Like,
Yes.
whoa.
And that's what I'm saying. If you're the Bills, are you just like strictly leaning on your defense for this?
Well, yeah, I mean, the Buffalo Bills have a top-rated defense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the one thing last week in regards to the Raiders controlled the ball longer, 35 minutes as far as time of possession compared to Kansas City's 24. They had more total yards. They ran for 144 rushing yards. And you're saying, what's the secret to that? That's what it is. I mean, that's what Vegas did. They got turnovers. They controlled the clock. They ran the football, and they beat Kansas City. Mm-hmm. The only thing about Buffalo in relation to that is Buffalo, believe it or not, Buffalo's a pass-happy team right now. You know, Josh Allen went backwards a little bit against Tennessee. Mm-hmm. He didn't play as well. 2 picks, 2 touchdowns, though. But it'll be interesting to see how they go with this. But, yeah, I still go Kansas City just strictly because –
What's the line?
The line on the Kansas City, you got Kansas City Kansas City minus 3.5.
I thought you were going to say 12.
I know. I was looking at a different number. Yeah, Kansas City minus 3.5.
These are close games. Yeah,
you're
saying this
I'm
weekend.
I'm gonna go Kansas City minus 3.5, just because I think that game last week, kind of woke them up a little bit.
I think so too.
I think they were kind of cruising through it, thinking, "Hey, we're the Kansas City Chiefs. Like all we got to do is throw the football out there and we'll win." And they didn't, and so I think it woke them up.
You're right. But you look at the week before, too, where they barely put any points up.
Correct.
At least in the first half.
I mean, they haven't played great. They struggled against L.A., the Chargers. They lost to the Raiders. I think they've kind of woken up, and it'll be interesting to see. But believe it or not, Buffalo's coming into this game with more passing yards per game than the Kansas City Chiefs.
They've also – who they played?
Well, yeah, they haven't played a great schedule either.
They played the Cowboys twice already?
Jeff, you taking the Chiefs?
No.
Are you taking the Chiefs?
Golly. All right, I'll have to make a decision on this one. Yeah, I'll probably take the Chiefs on this one.
Like I said, you got to. You've been putting off Sunday
you've been
picks. Like,
punting.
come on.
What are you doing?
I've been punting. I'll take the Chiefs. The Bills have had a lackadaisical schedule so far. They have looked great, but the Chiefs can make you look dumb. What's the over-under? Because I would be more inclined to probably take that than I would the point.
Over-under is 57.5.
I'm going over. I mean, dude, with these two teams, I'm going even though the Chiefs have looked lackadaisical the last couple weeks, I'm still going I'll take the Chiefs and I'll go over.
Both teams are 4-1 against the spread this year. The spread hasn't moved since it came out, so it's pretty even as far as the betting goes. It'll be interesting to see. The one thing I'll say about the Bills turn the football over more than they take it away. So that will be one thing, and Kansas City's the opposite.
Cool.
So.
Let's get to Grant's. Is Grant's favorite team next, or do we got one more?
It is. So Grant's favorite team. We got the Cowboys versus the Cardinals. 2-3 and 3-2 is the record for the Cardinals. So, we all know what happened to Dak. Prayers were sent, I think, across the league, and thoughts, best wishes to him throughout all of football, because honestly, you hate to see that.
Yeah.
Even if you're a Giants fan.
Yeah.
Johnny. So Andy Dalton, is he going to be continuing to save the Cowboys like he did with that long drive and then with that quick drive and then getting the field goal to get the win last week?
Yeah, we talked about it on our show on the other night. I think they got the best backup quarterback in the NFL. And he's stepping in, and he's a starter.
We ain't seen Tua yet.
He's got that's true. He's got over 30,000 yards in his career. He's been to the playoffs.
Can we talk about Ryan Fitzpatrick? He was almost there.
No, not there yet. I mean, if you want to start your Hall of Fame campaign for Ryan Fitzpatrick, I'll be glad to talk about that.
Fitzmagic. What did we say about Jeff?
I'd love to see the comments on that. Unfortunately, we weren't live when you did that, but just for the people that are listening,
go to iBoxNews.
If you'd like to comment, Jeff was trying to give a claim for Ryan Fitzpatrick to be in the Hall of Fame.
Golly. Okay.
Yes, because he likes his beard. He thinks he needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
Michael's Magic?
The thing is though, with me and
Magic Michaels. That's what you said.
Magic Michaels. That's right. Because this is like Fitzmagic. Okay, well, Magic Michaels.
All right. Yes, I mean, that's what it works.
You said
go
you
to
were a quarterback.
iVoxNews.com and check
You said you were a quarterback.
I was. See, is this Jeff 5 minutes?
Yeah. Here, let's hear all about it. Let's hear all about it.
Grant loves the Jeff 5. So.
Yeah. All about what you got going on in your life.
No.
Yeah.
We'll get back to Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
No, but I'm curious if Andy Dalton does do great and say he's in, for the next couple of weeks, and the Cowboys keep getting
he'll be in
win.
for the rest of the year.
Yeah. If the Cowboys keep getting wins.
What was their backup's name?
What's that?
The Cowboys backup now? What's his name? You said it the other day.
Well, they just signed Garrett Gilbert.
Oh, Garrett Gilbert. Yeah, he was on the practice squad of the Browns.
Yeah,
okay.
They just signed Garrett Gilbert.
We brought that up. Okay.
I was like, what are you... Andy Dalton's the backup.
Andy Dalton is more than capable of taking this team. Now, he's not going to provide an element that Dak did, but what I'm hoping is they get back to what they're supposed to be doing, which is running the football.
Run the football.
Play action. He's never had as much talent on his offense as he's got. Like at Cincinnati, he had A.J. Green, and that was about it. But all the weapons he has, it'll be interesting to see how it works.
That's exactly what I was going to say. When you have Lamb, Cooper, Gallup, Zeke, you have all of this, and you're continuing to win. Does that mean he has more of a leadership stance than Dak did?
No. I don't think that he's at all going to take replace of Dak when it comes to that. As you can tell by the reaction, everybody was just all for him.
So remember I brought this up before,
but if
right
you're not
before
winning,
when the season started, I said when Dak gets hurt, which I told y'all he would. Like, there's a reason him and Zeke aren't close anymore. Like, whose team is it? So now is Zeke going to take over the leader, or is Dalton? You read that where Dalton comes into the huddle every time and says, "All right, guys, I got y'all. Let's go." And he gives this little speech like almost every time he comes back. Is this going to be Andy Dalton's team, or is it going to be Zeke's team?
I think just. Naturally,
that's kind of what I was getting at,
naturally, organically, just because of the position of the quarterback, if you have a guy like Andy Dalton who's been there, done that, I do think he just steps into that leadership role. Zeke Elliott, as talented as he is, he's not a leader. I mean, he's not a guy that's going to be. He's not even a quiet. He's kind of a quiet guy. I mean, he gets into trouble, but he's kind of quiet.
Yeah, he started to be quiet.
Yeah, he's quiet. He's not a motivator. He's not one of those guys that. So no, I think Andy Dalton steps right into it. I think he does well. They still have a lot of problems.
I think Andy Dalton's going to be great. I mean, now he's really going to utilize those weapons. He knows where to throw the ball, how to throw the ball. He knows the routes. I mean, I think if you have any of these receivers on your fantasy team, they're going to do well. Plug them in.
They will still perform.
He's going to spread the ball around, and he's going to throw the football. And Zeke's going to get his touches now too, for sure.
Yeah, they're going to be Zeke heavy. But the one thing that he does not play, unfortunately, Andy Dalton, is he doesn't play any position on defense. And the defense is absolutely terrible. And that's the only thing about it. Arizona is really good on offense, really bad on defense.
Dude, I would trade for like Andy Dalton, Zeke, Gallup, Lamb, like all of them. I just want the whole Dallas Cowboys offense on my team because there is no defense, so it's going to be high scoring regardless.
I mean, they're the last as far as points allowed. They are last in the NFL.
And ironically, they're not even the worst team in the NFL, which is Seattle Seahawks, which is
based on yards. Absolutely,
Now that we're heading into Week 6, we're kind of getting our footing with who these teams are a little bit. Have you noticed anything about the culture with the Cowboys with Mike McCarthy stepping in that position rather than Garrett?
I mean, I see a little bit of change. I feel like, you don't have that rah-rah guy that Garrett was on. You don't have the clapper, the redheaded clapper.
Every time you look.
You don't have the redheaded clapper out there. I don't know. I think it's a little bit early to know for sure. Like, I definitely see a culture shift, even though it's 6 weeks in. I definitely see a culture shift in McCarthy compared to Garrett. But I do think right now it doesn't look good. I mean, the culture and comparative to what it was when Garrett was there, the guys when Garrett were there, and I'm talking mainly on defense, maybe it was Rod Marinelli. I mean, the defense, they may not have been the best, but they played hard. They ran to the football. They hustled. Sometimes these guys look lost.
Are you glad you got CeeDee Lamb, or if you look back at it, do you want a linebacker or a cornerback?
I like having CeeDee Lamb on the team. I like having him on the team. I'm glad they went CeeDee Lamb.
Okay.
Because they don't have really good history drafting defense.
And look,
be careful. You just said you didn't like Baker Mayfield because he's a Sooner.
No, I don't.
But CeeDee Lamb, you're okay with.
I don't.
He's on the Cowboys.
He's on the Cowboys.
Hey,
He's on the Cowboys, so I'm okay with it.
We'll just go through them real quick. The Broncos play the Pats as well. Texans and Titans. The Ravens and Eagles, Washington football team, still getting used to saying that, and Giants.
I love their helmets. They're they just look old school.
Yeah, I like.
They do look
their
old
helmets.
school.
I like the uniform.
Yeah.
The only person who will care about that game is Johnny, and I doubt Johnny even cares about that game. Washington and New York, 1-4 versus 0-5.
We were watching the Astros game before we came on live, and Johnny was happy, like, go Yankees.
What's the,
like, what?
Listen, now that's a good game to bet on right there.
So
one, yeah.
So after that, you mentioned the Falcons, or no, you mentioned Arizona. So the Falcons are playing the Vikings, Lions and Jags, Bengals and Colts. We mentioned Bears and Panthers, Jets and Dolphins.
Go Fitz!
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you're going to be
you're gonna be all
cheering
about
that the whole time.
Fitzgerald, the Hall of Famer.
He's going to do 5 touchdown passes.
The The Rams and the 49ers. I'm curious to see if the 49ers bounce back from last week being, stomped all over by the Dolphins.
Yeah, I told you.
Yeah, like
The Rams
43-17, I
the
believe.
Rams are better than the Dolphins, so that could get ugly.
Yeah.
We'll see.
There you go. And then Chiefs Bills, which we mentioned, and Cardinals Cowboys, which
We didn't talk about it. Cardinals -1.5
Cardinals -1.5
in Arlington.
I'm going Cowboys, and I'm going to go Cowboys heavy the rest of the way. I mean, I told y'all before, before week 1 hit, if Dak got hurt and Andy came in, that this would be a much more dynamic offense. It's going to be much more strict and like boom, 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 boom. With it just seemed like Dak was all over the place. And granted, they were always coming from 3 touchdowns down, 4 touchdowns down. He was just doing way too much, and doing way too much actually got him hurt. So, but I like Andy Dalton a lot. I think he was a great quarterback at Cincinnati, and I think he's going to do great in this system. I don't think they skip a beat as far as offense production-wise.
Yeah.
You talk about a high-scoring game, and you talk about all the talent that's around on the Cowboys, but then you look to the Cardinals, too, and you look at the hands. Hopkins is there as well.
Yeah.
He's actually been off the last couple of weeks, though. Hopkins has. So
Because Kyler Murray hadn't been playing that well.
Yeah.
He's okay. He's been playing okay, but he hasn't been playing
the first
great.
3 weeks, Kyler Murray was putting up stats.
Yeah.
And then the last couple of weeks, he just hasn't been that on. So I'm going with the Cowboys for sure. I think that one is more of a I'd be all over that game more than I'd be over the Packers game.
Well, I told myself since Dallas is now 0-5. Dallas is 0-5 against the spread this year.
Woo!
I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. I'd go Cardinals -1.5.
Oh.
Yeah. I just can't do it. I can't do it. The Cowboys are 0-5. Cowboys are 0-5. They are 0-5 against the spread.
I mean, if you're
told
just going
myself
strictly money,
that.
then yeah, I mean that could be an awkward game too.
The crazy thing about that spread, though, it started off when the line opened. It started off Dallas -3, and it's moved all the way to Arizona -1.5.
I mean, people don't. A lot of people are betting towards Arizona because they don't know how Andy Dalton's going. They don't know what Dallas is like with Andy Dalton at the helm.
Yeah.
So I get it. Astros won.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hey, listen,
Jeff.
and one known
know,
fact about
now
the
you know.
Astros game, and we'll get into Grant's history here in a minute, but the Astros led the game off with a first pitch home run and ended the game with a home run.
With a leadoff.
With a walk-off
with a
home run.
walk-off, yeah. Incredible.
amazing.
Springer took the first pitch deep. Correa took the last pitch deep, and now 3-2. We'll play tomorrow at.
Astros will play tomorrow.
I think it's 5, 6.
And you said Fromber?
Valdez. Framber Valdez
will be on the mound. And right now we're watching L.A. and Atlanta, still tied at 1.
Tomorrow night, the Astros will start at 5:07.
There we go.
5:07.
Central.
No, Central Time, yes.
Central Time. All right, I think it is time to get into some history.
Time to get into history, but first I want to make sure I thank somebody for this
Tosin.
segment. Tosin, very good. I'm proud of you. Tosin and the guys at Texas AV Productions are responsible for this. Texas AV Productions is your event partner for all things live production, setup, designing, installation, corporate events, concerts, and touring support. Mention Sports with Balls and you will receive a free consultation plus 10% off your total bill. Call them at 281-241-7520 and check them out online at txavpro.com. Their 20 years of experience will make any event unforgettable.
.com.
If you want to have an awesome party.
A divorce party, I told you. I'm going to have one.
Tosin
When you
always
get
trips out
married.
every time I tell him
if I
that.
get that ain't going to happen.
So today's October 15th. Did you know that?
I did not.
Today's October 15th.
Oh, there goes the glasses.
Yeah, Jeff always has to put on the glasses.
He loves my glasses.
I know,
do.
for whatever reason.
Well, they have that. What do you call it? What do you call it when you put the glasses on and it doesn't affect your eyes that much?
Oh,
blue
it's the blue
light.
light. That's
Yeah.
what those are.
Apparently these are
the blue light's helping you out?
light blockers.
There you go.
Yep.
So-
They really do help. I get bad headaches if I don't wear them. Anyways,
Correct, yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
Back to me. October 15th,
Time machine.
2020 is today, so we're going to go back in time a little bit. October 15th, 1923. Did you know that the New York Yankees won their first World Series? Did you know that?
Wow.
I
First
could care
World
less.
Series,
That's
1923.
actually that's a good
Johnny.
First,
Johnny's
yeah.
like, yeah.
Beating the Giants 4 games to 2. The New York Giants 4 games to 2.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm sure they went to San Francisco Giants at that
Yeah.
time.
October 15th, 1933. Did you know the Philadelphia Eagles played their first game and they ended up getting their ass beat by the Giants?
You had to.
56-0.
You had to.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, it was the Giants that did it.
Don't they lead the NFC East?
No, the Cowboys do.
Oh, they won. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah, 2 and 3 wins the
2 and
leading
3
the division.
is the NFC East.
Correct.
All right, get them.
You know what was crazy? Now, when I was looking at the spreads, the NFC East this weekend is 11.5 underdogs when you spread them out against all the games.
Oh, jeez.
That's crazy.
Man.
And that means the Giants and Redskins are playing each other, and that's without 4 of them, just 3 of them. Yeah. October 15th, 1988. They've shown it all over the television. 1988, with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth, an injured Kirk Gibson limped up to home plate, hit a dramatic 2-run home run to give Dodgers a 5-4 win and first game of the World Series.
That was their. They won that World Series, I believe, and that's their last one. That's what Dodgers fans keep. And they've been pretty good since then. They can't get over the hump.
I mean, that's epic. Him going around the bases and him doing the fist pump, like that was unbelievable. October 15th. 1988. Did you know the NCAA record at that time, rushing record, 768 yards by the Oklahoma Sooners versus Kansas. 768 yards in one game, rushing the football. Yes.
What? And that was Kansas?
Yes. Well, no, it was Oklahoma against Kansas.
No, I was about to say, who's the defense? Kansas?
Yeah.
Oh, my
God. Believe it or not, though, that record's been broken. Davidson broke it with 789 yards against San Diego. Davidson ended up losing that game, though. Wow. They rushed for 789 yards and ended up losing that game.
That's a better
stat. Oh, my gosh.
Can you believe that? Yeah.
Who did we talk about having junkyards lately?
Well, Dak's out. I can't do junkyards anymore.
Yeah, it was Dak.
Yeah, he's out, so he can't do that.
Well, they're empty
empty yards. Yeah. October 15th, 2003, that was the 7th game the Marlins won right after Game 6, the famous Bartman game. So this game was that game where the Miami Marlins actually won Game 7 and went to the World Series and actually ended up winning it. So. October 15th, 1964, Bob Hayes equaled the world record to beat Cuba's Enrique Figueroa. I don't know if I said that right, to win the 100-meter gold. The only reason I bring him up because he's one of 2 gold medalists that are inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Oh, wow.
Him and Jim Thorpe.
Oh, yeah, Jim Thorpe.
And then today in 2011. In 2011, the Rangers beat the Tigers to go to the World Series.
I want to know how that ended.
I'm not going to talk about that.
Well, speaking of fighting, I know Conor McGregor just agreed to a fight in January.
Yep.
I figured you would have been all over that.
It's been on our Sports with Balls page. So
who was fighting? You said speaking of fighting.
Cormier.
Who was fighting?
Conor
McGregor and David Cormier. Karan? I thought it was Cormier. He's fighting. Oh, Karan? I don't know. I don't know if that's a warm-up fight, what he's doing. Like, speaking of fighting, remember Mike Tyson was supposed to box, right? What happened?
Yeah, whatever happened.
Whatever happened to, he was
I
fighting
thought it was
Roy
going to be
Jones
November,
Jr.
wasn't it?
It's Poirier?
Dustin Poirier?
Poirier? I don't do fighting.
Let's listen until Lauren can say his name. How long will that take?
Portier. I know, it's David Portier, I think.
Don't ask me to say Giannis' last name. That'll take all night.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Jeff got it that one time, right off the bat.
It was our NBA special before the season started, and now it's over like that.
Yes.
NBA will be back pretty soon, but until then, we got Astros and Tampa Bay Devils. Astros extended it. Another game. We have Game 6 tomorrow, 5:07. Currently, we're watching LA and Atlanta tied up at 6 in the top, tied up at 1 in the top of the 6th. Yeah. So there'll be more baseball from both of these teams tomorrow, which is great ratings for TBS, who's been all over it.
I'm about to say Dodgers are trying to extend.
I can't believe. I mean, this is a great game, 1-1 if you like pitching. But listen, are we out of here? Are we done?
I don't know. Are we?
No. What do we got, Lauren? How much more?
We got about 9 minutes.
Oh, we got 9 minutes. Jesus. I'm not worried about the time.
We see that, the time messes me up now that we're not starting at 7. Like, I don't know how long we've been on.
We had to start right after. Oh my gosh, the cutest little poodles outside. We had to start right after the game ended, which was great. Like, you can mention the walk off, the lead off.
Go check us out.
So excited here.
Y'all want more sports with balls? If y'all want more sports with balls, go check it out at ivoxnews.com. We do daily segments there. We do breaking news there. We also have a 30-minute show that we do weekly on there. So go check us out over there at ivoxnews.com. It's amazing. I absolutely love it. Plus our Facebook site, Instagram site, Twitter, and soon to come Twitch.
Yes. We're supposed to be there tonight.
I was waiting for Lauren to say that.
But
I was waiting for Lauren to say that.
But we'll get there soon. Of course, we got to thank all of our people that make this happen. Johnny J's back there on the ones and twos. We're on the mics, of course, but we got to thank Hybrid Technologies Group. They help us pay the bills.
Construction Concepts, Texas AV Productions, and then, of course,
Joseph Applewhite. Joe Applewhite Realty. That's what you always think it's funny when I say that. 713-291-5270. Call Joe Applewhite if you're looking for. But I think that pretty much does it for us because I'm ready to go home too. Y'all ready?
Let's do it.
All right, y'all. For Jeff Michael, Lauren Leal, Grant Miles, this is Sports with Balls. We will see you next time.
See you later.
Peace.
Astros, smell you later.
This is how we do it in that